Thanks for visiting my YouTube channel. Here are the NBA regular season standings updates, game result, and the game schedule for tomorrow. For the game result, in the first game, the Washington Wizards snapped their 4-game losing streak after defeating the Indiana Pacers, with a score of 108-89. Marvin Bagley was the top scorer for the Washington Wizards and made a double-double performance of 23 points and 14 rebounds, followed by C.J. McCollum scored 18 points, Trey Johnson had 14 points, and Justin Champagnie made a double-double performance of 13 points and 14 rebounds. Benedict Mathurin was the top scorer for the Indiana Pacers with 15 points, followed by Jay Huff scored 13 points. In the second game, the Charlotte Hornets snapped their 2-game losing streak after defeating the Cleveland Cavaliers in overtime, with a score of 119-111. Con Newpel was the top scorer for the Charlotte Hornets with 29 points, followed by Brandon Miller made a double-double performance of 25 points and 13 rebounds. Miles Bridges also made a double-double performance of 20 points and 10 rebounds, and Zion James added 9 points. Darius Garland was the top scorer for the Cleveland Cavaliers with 26 points and 9 assists, followed by Donovan Mitchell scored 17 points. In the third game, the Atlanta Hawks beat the Philadelphia 76ers, with a score of 120-117. Dyson Daniels was the top scorer for the Atlanta Hawks and made a double-double performance of 27 points and 10 rebounds, followed by Onyeka Okongwu also made a double-double performance of 20 points and 15 rebounds. Vit Krejci scored 19 points, and Zachary Rissaker added 15 points. Paul George was the top scorer for the Philadelphia 76ers with 35 points, followed by VJ Edgecombe scored 26 points. The Brooklyn Nets beat the Milwaukee Bucks, with a score of 127-82. Igor Deman was the top scorer for the Brooklyn Nets with 17 points, followed by Noah Clowney scored 16 points, Tyrese Martin had 14 points, and Drake Powell added 13 points. Gary Trent was the top scorer for the Milwaukee Bucks with 20 points, followed by Kyle Kuzma scored 13 points. The New Orleans Pelicans got their second straight win after defeating the Chicago Bulls, with a score of 114-104. Trey Murphy was the top scorer for the New Orleans Pelicans and made a double-double performance of 20 points and 10 rebounds, followed by Jeremiah Fears also scored 20 points, Zion Williamson had 18 points, and Jordan Poole added 16 points. Kobe White was the top scorer for the Chicago Bulls with 20 points, followed by Kevin Huerter scored 16 points. The Minnesota Timberwolves got their second straight win after defeating the Sacramento Kings, with a score of 117-103. Julius Randle was the top scorer for the Minnesota Timberwolves and made a double-double performance of 24 points and 10 rebounds, followed by Jaden McDaniels scored 21 points, Dante DiVincenzo and Bones Hyland added 18 points each. DeMar DeRozan and Precious Achiuwa was the top scorer for the Sacramento Kings with 17 points each. The Los Angeles Lakers beat the Phoenix Suns, with a score of 116-114. Luka Doncic was the top scorer for the Los Angeles Lakers with 29 points, followed by LeBron James scored 26 points, DeAndre Ayton made a double-double performance of 20 points and 13 rebounds, and Jackson Hayes added 12 points and 9 rebounds. Devin Booker was the top scorer for the Phoenix Suns with 27 points, followed by Mark Williams scored 20 points. In the last game, the Portland Trail Blazers snapped their 2-game losing streak after defeating the Golden State Warriors, with a score of 136-131. Shaedon Sharpe and Jeremy Grant was the top scorer for the Portland Trail Blazers with 35 points each, followed by Deni Avdija had 26 points, and Robert Williams made a double-double performance of 11 points and 11 rebounds. Stephen Curry was the top scorer for the Golden State Warriors with 48 points, followed by Jimmy Butler scored 16 points. And here are the NBA regular season standings updates. For the Eastern Conference standings, the number 1 in the Eastern Conference standings is Detroit Pistons, with a record of 20 wins and 5 losses. The number 2 is New York Knicks, with a record of 18 wins and 7 losses. The number 3 is Boston Celtics, with a record of 15 wins and 10 losses. The number 4 and number 5 is Orlando Magic and Toronto Raptors, with a record of 15 wins and 11 losses. The number 6 and number 7 is Miami Heat and Philadelphia 76ers, with a record of 14 wins and 11 losses. The number 8 and number 9 is Cleveland Cavaliers and Atlanta Hawks, with a record of 15 wins and 12 losses. The number 10 is Milwaukee Bucks, with a record of 11 wins and 16 losses. The number 11 is Chicago Bulls, with a record of 10 wins and 15 losses. The number 12 is Charlotte Hornets, with a record of 8 wins and 18 losses. The number 13 is Brooklyn Nets, with a record of 7 wins and 18 losses. The number 14 is Indiana Pacers, with a record of 6 wins and 20 losses. The number 15 is Washington Wizards, with a record of 4 wins and 20 losses. For the Western Conference standings updates, the number 1 in the Western Conference standings is Oklahoma City Thunder, with a record of 24 wins and 2 losses. The number 2 is Denver Nuggets, with a record of 18 wins and 6 losses. The number 3 and number 4 is Los Angeles Lakers and San Antonio Spurs, with a record of 18 wins and 7 losses. The number 5 is Houston Rockets, with a record of 16 wins and 6 losses. The number 6 is Minnesota Timberwolves, with a record of 17 wins and 9 losses. The number 7 is Phoenix Suns, with a record of 14 wins and 12 losses. The number 8 is Golden State Warriors, with a record of 13 wins and 14 losses. The number 9 is Memphis Grizzlies, with a record of 11 wins and 14 losses. The number 10 and number 11 is Dallas Mavericks and Portland Trail Blazers, with a record of 10 wins and 16 losses. The number 12 is Utah Jazz, with a record of 9 wins and 15 losses. The number 13 is LA Clippers, with a record of 6 wins and 19 losses. The number 14 is Sacramento Kings, with a record of 6 wins and 20 losses. The number 15 is New Orleans Pelicans, with a record of 5 wins and 22 losses. And here are the games scheduled for tomorrow, December 16, Tuesday morning. In the first game, at 8 a.m., Boston Celtics vs. Detroit Pistons. In the second game, at 8:30 a.m., Miami Heat vs. Toronto Raptors. In the third game, at 10 a.m., Utah Jazz vs. Dallas Mavericks. In the fourth game, at 10:30 a.m., Denver Nuggets vs. Houston Rockets. In the last game, at 11:30 a.m., LA Clippers vs. Memphis Grizzlies.